Go. There it is. All right. I am excited today for so many reasons. I'm going to teach you something, but I wanted to actually I'm playing a game this year. Has anybody played the four quadrants game where they decide where their time goes? I won't get into what it is. Everybody looks dumbfounded. If you haven't read, what is it? Seven Habits of Highly Effective People, you should read that book. And there's a part where there's four quadrant one, quadrant two, quadrant three, and quadrant four. It's urgent and important, important, urgent, and not important. Are the four quadrants. That's the fast version. Read the book if you don't know what I'm talking about. But I've decided that 2026 I'm going to spend a lot more time on important and no more urgent important. Urgent important is for staff, important is for Emma. And so one of the things that I looked at was AI Morning Club, and I was thinking, how much time should I really spend on this next year growing it and building a curriculum? And one of the things I decided was to let you guys decide who made a project. Okay. All right. I wasn't expecting that. Who would honor me by sharing what their project was? Looks like Bill has his hand up first. I don't need to know like all the ins and outs. Just what was did he really just take his hand down as soon as okay. Who would like to share their project with me? You don't have to share the whole project. I just want to know what you built. Doctor,
Carlette.
thank you. Because Emma can't read. What did you build?
I built a platform where ministries who are streaming their services on Sunday can translate the service in real time and be interactive with the people that are on the platform, and that they can create their AI avatar, and the viewers can ask questions and get answers in real time. They can do
And you did this in ChatGPT projects?
Oh, no, I'm sorry. I did that in Lovable. I didn't know you were
Okay,
talking about
my,
ChatGPT.
my,
My
my fault.
bad.
My fault. So for the past 4 weeks, we did projects on
Oh, I'm
this.
sorry.
It's okay. That's all right. But that's still pretty badass, by the way. Sorry to swear,
Thank
but
you.
you knew it was Tuesday.
Oh, it's
Um,
good.
Bill, what'd you create?
Yeah, I didn't mean to put my hand down and up and down. Sorry about that, but
That's
it
okay.
does. The project I created, interesting enough, was making the memory and now moving into an agent within that project that is serving as the foundation for our lovable app, which is a significant app, which is
Yep.
really interesting because part of what we needed was the memory. I mean, that was a
Yep.
key thing. And then we also needed the agentic part of it. And
People
so
aren't
without
even understanding how to connect those two things, and it's a beautiful connection.
it
Fantastic.
is.
Good work, sir.
It's good, thanks.
Jason, what'd you get for me?
So good morning. The app, what I created was the habit of showing up here at 8 o'clock in the morning because I found that it was valuable use of my time to be here and it wasn't a waste. So that's a little bit of a different spin. But when I showed up, I was like, oh, this is actually worth being here at 8 in the morning, even if I didn't comb my hair, right? And put a shirt in. So maybe that helps you a little bit.
Hashtag me too. All right. Who else built the project? Who can tell me just what their project was in ChatGPT? I like that answer too, Jason. So people raise their hand, but they don't want to share what the project was. Confusing. Okay. All right. Thank you so much for sharing, those of you who did. All right, I am going to move on to teach you something very quick and easy today. And believe it or not, I actually made the prompts on a doc so I can give to Trisha so she can send to everybody so that you're not messaging her for 3 days and she's not messaging me. Look at me learning. Um, how many of you have built a website for yourself? At this point, everybody should have a website, but okay, we got like 5 people. Cool. So, one of the things that would be absolutely beautiful for your website, Diane, I think it's because you have reactions on, and when you have reactions on, when you do this, it does that. I can see you like literally freaking out. Just go to reactions, click the up. you'll see reactions and just re-click where that thing is and it'll stop doing that to you. I made fireworks come on my head while I was yelling at somebody the other day. I got one of my employees on, I lost my shit, and then fireworks started coming in. Anyway.
I
So
did thumbs up, all that kind of stuff happening.
now you
I
won't.
get
Now
it.
you won't. Now you won't. The worst thing in the world is yelling at someone trying to be so serious about how they screwed things up and then fireworks start coming out of your freaking head. Anyway, okay, so everybody has a website. One of the things that I wanted to show you how to do, I like to show very, very simple things that you don't need some massive pro account in order to create, or just ChatGPT. If you guys haven't noticed, I like the $20 account for ChatGPT will do every single thing that I'm teaching you to do. However, I will just use the caveat. Some of the things that I'm doing here would work better in Nano Banana and in Agents if you had the pro account. So, and I'll walk through that in a second. So what we're going to do today is we're going to create a case study, then a blog post on the case study, and then a social post on the blog post. And you can create a ton of them, literally a ton of them in a very short amount of time to put on the back end of your hello websites. So I'm going to show you really quickly. There's my prompt. Perfect. I'm going to show you really quickly how to do this. The first thing I'm going to show you is what you're going for. So who knows what McKinney and Company is? McKinsey and Company is. Trisha, I need permission to share my screen every time. Thank you.
It should be good.
Thank you. Okay, so this is their website. This is just case studies off of their website. That's all this is. And so this is what one of their case studies look like. These are very, very beautiful. Just to kind of give you guys an idea. This right here is in the prompt that I'm going to give you today. So you can check that out. What we're going to do is we're going to build the case study, which is, by the way, only 1,000 words. All of their case studies are right around 990 to 1,020. So it's about 1,000 words. Then we're going to build prompts for the images that you saw. They're not going to be moving images. You could go into, for those of you that know how to use Nano Banana and have the account, you can go and make those images better in Nano Banana, but I'm going to teach you how to do everything in ChatGPT quickly and simply. Cool? All right, let's go. So again, Trisha has this for you guys, so she will post the prompt. I don't know how you do that, Trisha. Do you send it in the replay? Do you just put the link in the...
I place it on the restream as well. And
Okay.
all the social pages gets it.
Beautiful. Okay. So I'm going to share my screen and we're going to do... Call up Lester. So my prompt is very, very simple. If you have built your website using ChatGPT and ChatGPT, you converse with it a lot, then you're going to be able to use this prompt, which the prompt, you'll just literally go in and I want to create McKinsey and company style case studies. The idea is to start with a case study, write a blog, blah, blah, blah. So you have all that there. What I did was, and again, this will be in the sheet. I initially went in and I asked ChatGPT, knowing my demographic of Shockwave Solutions, give me 20 ideas for case studies. So if ChatGPT knows all about your business and your demographic, you can do that. If it doesn't, use Perry's avatar builder and then feed that into ChatGPT and tell it to give you 20 case study topics that are fit for your avatar. So here is what I'm writing to ChatGPT, and this is literally the whole thing. And we're just going to do this over and over again. I want to write McKinsey and Company style case study. The idea is to start with a case study, write the blog, leading to the case study, the social post to the blog. Here are some examples of McKinsey and Company. I never can say that right. And then there's the the website. Make it about 1,000 words. Finally, we will create images to go with each case study, blog, and social post. Everybody with me so far? Great. So our first topic, and again, I just pulled this from the last one. I asked it to give me things people are searching. Now, for those of you who are a little bit more mastery, you could go into a keyword tool for each topic and pull the keywords so that this is for SEO. For purpose of this 30-minute call, I'm not going to do that. But those of you who have that kind of mastery, you can go do that. I'll teach you how to do that one part at the sometime at the beginning of the year. But we're going to do this. And then look how fucking incredible this is. So here's your case study. The $8 million company held together by Slack DMs and vibes. And there's your case study. How beautiful is that? So now what I'm going to do is I'm going to do create prompts. Actually, I already have the prompt right here. I don't know why I'm doing this. On the sheet for me. So here's the first prompt. It's going to write a prompt for each one. I'm not going to go through each one right now. Again, you could take this very prompt and put it in Nano Banana if you have a paid account, and it's going to be better. But create image, put the prompt in. And as you can see, it made a prompt for each segment of the case study, so it can look more like McKinsey and Company. It can look more like that. So it's creating the image. Not bad. Not bad at all. This again would be a lot better in Nano Banana, by the way. But again, if you only have the $20 ChatGPT account, this is not bad. This is actually a decent image. You would go through each image the same way, but for sake of time, now I would like to take this case study and turn it into a blog post. Okay, so there's your blog post. You would do the same thing with the image. To create an image for each part, you want different images. So this is creating you a case study and a blog post. Everybody understands the reason why you would want both, right? Perfect. And then your blog post would link out to the case study and vice versa. And then so after you redo the prompt for the images, you would just do this prompt for the for social. 2,500 words takes a little bit. Okay. You'll notice that mine doesn't do emojis. I have taught ChatGPT. I fucking hate emojis. In my opinion, and Perry will argue with me about this, but in my opinion, the second I see an emoji, I think ChatGPT wrote this shit. I used to do emojis all the time when nobody was doing emojis because it attracted people on social media. Now ChatGPT, it just does emojis for every freaking line, and just everybody's doing it. So I just don't do it. Your chat GPT, if you haven't trained it to do that, there'll be tons of emojis. And I also don't like bullet points because the bullet points don't carry over and it doesn't translate the same way. So your chat GPT will likely look different. Then you're going to do an image for this. Does everybody understand? Everybody following okay? Perfect. So once you're done with the images, once you're done with all of this, you've got all your layout for all of it. You can go in and put this on your website, on your blog posting, and your social pages to link through. And then I would actually probably prompt the social post to be a little bit shorter. If you look at people like Austin Armstrong and Molly Mahoney, they have way long way long social posts. So that may be your style. I'm very short and sweet, so I would prompt this to go a little bit shorter, but it's all going to depend. You want it to match your regular style. And then you put these on your socials, and with the images, you're basically done. If you want to go one step further, Jesus, I can't type. You can create a reel script as well that'll lead people to the same. Does this make sense? And let's take a look at the reel script for those of you who make reels. And by the way, if you're not and you're trying to draw attention on social media, you should start. It's like so easy to do now with all the different tools that are out there. So there's your script. Who has questions? You can create about 75 of these in an afternoon. Bill.
Yeah.
Yeah, Emma, I was just wondering, could a person do something like a before and after the results of a case study and then throw that on for AEO and maybe have a little TLDR at the top of a blog article? Like,
Yeah,
would that help, do you think?
absolutely. I think that that's a phenomenal idea. That's like what I just taught is 101. You're like on the 8th step from that. But
Hmm.
that we rank these for SEO and for AEO. So but you're right on the right you're right on the right track there.
Okay, cool.
Dr. Jim from Northwest Ohio.
Hey, Emma, good morning. So quickly, two questions. One is, so it's essentially making these case studies up though, correct?
Yeah, the more information you feed it, the more it is. Mine aren't actually made up because ChatGPT knows every single thing about every single client I work with because I feed it to it. If you want, so that's number one. Number two, if you look at some of the topics that I chose, which you can see after the fact, you'll see that I put very specific things that are not, and I told it not to hallucinate. You'll see in the document where it's going to give you case studies of real companies on the topic that you're looking at that don't necessarily have anything to do with you. And they don't need to have anything to do with you as long as it has to do with your field.
Okay, gotcha. And then the second thing, when you said you optimize these, is that something that you built into it to like put the SEO keywords and things like that in the schema, or is that like a separate step after you get all the stuff, then you have it optimized for those things?
That's a great question. Were you on any of the calls where I was building the project?
I was.
Okay, do you remember how I use the agent?
Yes.
So when I do this, I write these like this. and then I feed it into a project that builds these for SEO and AEO, and then the
Okay.
agent follows all the best practices, and then the agent does all the steps. But you have to write the SOP for that. Again, that's like a PhD level, but it absolutely can be done, and that's how we do it as well. I don't actually go do any of that. The agent knows that step one is to take the blog post and go into, I keep calling it friend finder, but then I'm told that that's not it at all. It's answer the public.
Gotcha.
That's what my team uses. So the agent goes into answer the public, it pulls what it needs, and then it goes into the actual where they put the blog post on our page. It goes into DreamHost, adds the schema in. I don't know how any of that works, but I did deep research, so the agent does, and that's all that really matters.
Sure. Okay. Thanks.
Awesome.
By the way,
And
Merry Christmas.
oh, Merry Christmas. James?
One question, or maybe it's two parts.
I would expect nothing less from you, sir.
Um, I want to do articles from the case study to my newsletter. So, would I do the same thing that you did with the blog, but also
You absolutely could do that. The thing is that you're going to have to make sure, go into the doc that I sent. I didn't go over this. If you're going to do this on a newsletter, you want to make sure that everything it's feeding you is accurate. So you'll use the PhD prompt. You'll see it on the bottom of the page. The PhD prompt will tell it to pull stories from real life companies and people and create the case study. It says blog post, but you can just change that for articles based off of true research with no hallucinations. And I believe I put no fucking bullshit on there. You can talk to yours how you talk to yours. I talk to mine how I talk to mine.
excellent. Okay, now with regard to that as well, and only you know the answer, how many words do you recommend for an article?
I would ask ChatGPT for your demographic and for your goal. Here's what my goal is in mind. I have different goals than you, right? So for me, my articles need to be 25 to 3,500 words. I'm trying to build authority to people who watch 45-minute VSLs. I don't know who you're talking to. If you're talking to people who can't watch a 3-minute reel because it's too long, you want to do something very different. So I would put my goal, my demographic, all of that into ChatGPT, tell it to act as my marketing manager, and what is the suggested SOP, including keywords and word count for X. It could be case study, article, blog post, social post, whatever it is, and it'll tell you. I wouldn't even guess what your demographic would do. I have no idea how old they are or what they're looking for.
It's a local newsletter for
Yeah.
like New Brunswick. These
No,
uh,
New
with
Brunswick, New Jersey. New Brunswick, New Jersey.
yeah,
They
okay, I'm
read.
sorry.
They can read there.
No, a little bit, a little bit. My target audience is local businesses.
I have absolutely no idea. You know who does know? The Einstein that you have in your pocket. Pull out your phone and ask it.
Thank you very much. Appreciate it.
Absolutely, sir. Of course. Thank you. All right. Any other questions? I'm not going to read the comments. We go through this every Tuesday, you guys, and I'm not going to listen to Trisha read the comments. If you have questions, I'm totally happy to answer them.
Hey, I'll pop in there real quick. Emmy, I'm
Sure.
more of a Gemini Perplexity fan. Have you found that there's problem trying to take this prompting and put it in Gemini?
To be honest with you, I don't use Gemini. I use Claude sometimes.
Sure.
I'm a big ChatGPT fan, and I'll tell you why. If you ride the wave, you're buying a new fucking pro account every week because they're always topping each other. This week, ChatGPT is better. Next week, Perplexity is better. Next week, Comet is Perplexity. Sorry. Next week, Claude is better. The next week, you can only use Mario Bot because it's the only one that knows your demographic. And then the next week, it's back to ChatGPT. Honestly, I have no interest in keeping up with the Kardashians, so I stick with ChatGPT mostly. That being said, what I have found is on the rare occasion, Grok is the only one that'll tell me how to do ridiculous things like build pipe bombs, make meth, and show me Taylor Swift's boobs. So occasionally I go into their
What
spicy
kind of
mode.
crowd?
Yeah. Emma used to get drunk and do retarded things. Now Emma stays sober and does even more retarded things, if you could believe that. But I have had no issue moving from platform to platform to platform. I also oftentimes will use AIville if I'm doing one-off projects, excuse me, because it's so cheap and it has all of the pro accounts in it.
Mhm.
I don't know if you've seen that that's owned by a Driven member, Chris Luck. And so they have API keys for Nano Banana, Perplexity, Claude, MarioBot, like all of those things are in the one tool for like $40 a month. So if there's something that I don't believe ChatGPT is doing as well as someone else yet because they haven't pushed their next update, I'll go in there. I hope that
That's
answered your
interesting.
question.
No, I didn't know that about AIVille because that's why I keep the Perplexity Max account to give me access to them all, sort of hedging.
There's pros and cons to that, right? Like if you're going to AIville, it's an API key, so it's not going to hold the memory
Yeah.
and it's not going to have like that long-term effect. But if you're going in for one-off or two-off projects, or like right now, Claude is a million times better at looking at legal documents.
Mm.
I'll just go into AIville and I'll have it do all that because I don't need the memory for stuff like that.
That's the discriminator, the memory. So thank you for that right there. All right, thanks.
Absolutely. Any last questions before we depart for our Christmas break?
Emma, would you like to share the doc on the call now?
No.
Not yet. Okay.
I didn't do the whole thing where it actually can share and all that other good stuff. And I gotta run it through what is it called? Grammarly, because we all know I'm retarded. And ChatGPT knows that I'm retarded and it just makes it all right. And I don't want to share that with people. But I will absolutely share it with you and then you can handle that.
Okay.
I will do it in 5 minutes so that you can be off. Trisha's not even supposed to be on today, by the way, guys. Like, she just insists on being a part of AM Morning Club because she likes you guys so much. So, huge thank you to Trisha for showing up this morning. I wasn't even expecting to see her face. It's like 8:30 at night there, right?
10:30. But
Yeah,
it's my pleasure.
it's my pleasure. Thank you so much, Trisha. Thank you, fam, for hanging with me on Tuesday. I will see you next Tuesday.
Thank you, Emma.